Hi, everyone. I'm Laura Ingraham. This is the Ingraham Angle from Washington tonight. Thanks so much for being with us. Biden's remade America. That's the focus of tonight's angle. All right, everyone, you can't say they didn't warn us.
There will not be another foot of wall constructed on my administration.
Those who come seeking asylum, we should immediately have the capacity to absorb them, keep them safe until they can be heard.
Should someone who is here without documents, and that is his only offense, should that person be deported?
That person should not be the focus of deportation.
We see what's happening to almost every corner of America. The Biden administration is working hard and as fast as they can to change the United States, and they're going to try to do it before the next election. Left-wing mayors claim that they're upset by all this, too many migrants, and maybe they are upset, but they're in on it too. They're enablers. Listen to Chicago's Mayor Brandon Johnson. He almost sounds proud.
City government is maintaining our efforts to welcome and resettle asylum seekers here in Chicago, and we are making progress. In partnership with the state, we have successfully helped over 10,000 new arrivals to resettle in the area and reunite with family and friends in various places.
Meanwhile, the migrants keep coming and coming and coming. Until recently, many were camped out in Chicago police stations, but most of those have been removed, and now many of those are living outside. Now, right now, it's 20 degrees in Chicago, but the real feel is just, 9. The entire situation, courtesy of Joe Biden, is a travesty. And at some point, thousands, by the way, in Chicago are supposed to be relocated to an area that is yet to be constructed that's going to hold semi-permanent tent shelters. Yeah. But local reports reveal there is confusion and significant opposition to this massive migrant project. And all of this and more explains why Johnson has a 28% approval rating. And when they're not stealing tax dollars for the city services they get, some of the migrants are spending their free time stealing. Yeah. And then there's New York, where winter's right around the corner, and so are the lines of migrants trying to get into city shelters.
We continue to receive anywhere from 2,000 to almost 3,000 migrant asylum seekers a week. That is a continuous number that is just not sustainable. We stated it over and over again.
Here's a message for New York. Stop marching for Hamas and start marching for actual border enforcement.
Contrary to reports, the November 20th incident was promptly addressed and brought under control through the leadership of the principal, school staff, school safety agents, and the NYPD. The teacher was not in direct danger. We have taken disciplinary action against some of the students.
And across the country, in what was once beautiful San Diego, you should have seen this place in 1990, by the way, when I lived there. They're dealing with a huge influx of migrants, 300 living at the San Diego airport alone. How's this even allowed? And others are just loitering. The number of migrants is simply breathtaking. The San Diego sector alone has received more than 230,000 people this year. That's a 30% increase from the year before. Now, taxpayers are fed up, especially those who live along the border, and immigrants themselves who came the right way. Taxpayers in Denver are seeing their schools overrun and overwhelmed by migrant students without any English language skills, including many illiterate in their native language. But now let's move to the heinous migrant crisis in Arizona. To say that border agents in the Tucson sector are stunned and overwhelmed is a wild understatement. They apprehended 58,000 in 4 weeks alone. It's so bad that the Border Patrol there tried to keep the public in the dark. They announced that they were pausing all Tucson sector Border Patrol social media accounts to deal with the surge. Fox News did a big piece about it. Now, think about that. I think it's time for the public to actually hear from federal officials to explain how they're going to stop the madness, but you don't want the Border Patrol people to get the word out. All we get is a tweet with a very, very bad summary of what's happening. Here's what happened just in the last week. 15,300 apprehensions, 117 pounds of fentanyl. How many could be killed with that? 78 federal criminal cases, 17 rescues, 14 human smuggling events, and 3 narcotics events, whatever those are. Now, wait a second. Why don't we ever hear from our DHS secretary? Why doesn't he speak about any of this? Well, because he's too busy lying.
The answer is quite clear, and that is to fix a system that everyone agrees is fundamentally broken, and we need congressional action. For the 12 million people who are here in the United States who have been contributing so fundamentally to our country's well-being. They're our neighbors, our friends, our fellow congregants. They provide our frontline workers.
Oh, yeah, like the migrant teen who was accused of brutally murdering a homeless man in New York just recently. Yeah, they're contributing. But it's all necessary collateral damage for the White House to get to their big goal, which is creating an America that won't know our history, where our kids are going to be taught to hate the history and also to learn that they're just victims of oppression in a society run by people with white privilege. Unfortunately, that's what the migrants are going to be taught if they're going to public school. So this is Biden's America. And if you're as horrified as I am in watching all of this, do everything you can to defeat the people in charge right now so we can actually save this country. And that's The Angle.
Hey, Sean Hannity here. Hey, click here to subscribe to Fox News YouTube page and catch our hottest interviews and most compelling analysis. You will not get it anywhere else.